You stand at the edge of something great. You have an idea, a vision, a dream, but it remains just that, a thought, a possibility, a whisper in your mind that never finds its way into the world. Why? Because you're thinking too much. The mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be the greatest barrier. It whispers doubts, feeds fears, and convinces you that you're not ready. It tells you to wait, to plan, to analyze every possible outcome before taking the first step. And while you're lost in endless thinking, time moves forward, opportunities fade, and life passes by. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is simple: action. The ones who make things happen aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who start. They move forward while others hesitate. They embrace imperfection, knowing that mistakes are part of the journey. They fail fast, learn faster, and adapt. If you wait for the perfect moment, it will never come. If you seek certainty before acting, you will be waiting forever. The truth is, no one has it all figured out in the beginning. But movement creates momentum. Every step forward gives you experience, knowledge, and confidence. The more you do, the clearer the path becomes. Stop letting fear disguise itself as preparation. Stop waiting for permission from a world that isn't paying attention. Stop thinking yourself into inaction. The answers you seek won't come from sitting still. They will come from movement, from doing, from stepping into the unknown and figuring things out along the way. You don't have to be perfect. Your mind is a powerful force. It has built empires, created masterpieces, and solved mysteries of the universe. But it can also be your greatest prison. It convinces you that you're not ready, that you don't have enough knowledge, that the risk is too great. It fills your head with what-ifs and endless scenarios of failure, keeping you frozen in place while life moves forward without you. Thinking is essential, but too much thinking? That's the enemy of action. The more you analyze, the more doubts creep in. You begin to see obstacles where none exist. You start questioning your abilities, your ideas, your worth. And while you sit there lost in thought, someone else is out there doing what you only dreamed of. Someone with less talent, less knowledge, but more courage. How many times have you seen someone succeed and thought, I could have done that? The truth is, you could have, but you didn't. Not because you weren't capable, but because you waited too long, thought too much, and convinced yourself it wasn't the right time. The harsh reality is this: there is no right time. The ones who make things happen are not necessarily the best. They are simply the ones who take action despite their fears. The mind should be your weapon, not your cage. Use it to strategize, to learn, to grow, but don't let it hold you hostage. The real answers don't come from sitting in deep thought. They come from experience, from doing, from stepping into the unknown and figuring it out along the way. If you want to change your life, stop trying to think your way into it. Move, act, make mistakes, learn. Because the only thought that truly matters is the one that says, I'm doing this now. Success is not about intelligence, talent, or luck. It's about action. The world is not shaped by those who sit and think. It is built by those who stand up and do. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who watch from the sidelines isn't some hidden secret or magical ability. It's simple. The ones who succeed are the ones who start. Too many people get trapped in the illusion that they need to be fully prepared before they begin. They tell themselves they need more knowledge, more resources, more time, and so they wait and wait and wait. But while they are stuck in the cycle of endless preparation, someone else, perhaps with less skill, less experience, even less talent, is out there taking action. They are learning by doing, growing through mistakes, and gaining momentum while others remain frozen in indecision. The truth is, action itself creates the path to success. No one has all the answers at the start. No one begins as an expert. Every great innovator, every leader, every game changer in history started with uncertainty. But they didn't let that stop them. They took the first step, then the next, and figured it out along the way. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. The people who make a difference in this world are not the ones who had the best ideas. They are the ones who had the courage to act on them, the ones who dared to move forward even when they weren't ready. Stop telling yourself you need more time. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. The longer you wait, the more opportunities slip through your fingers. Success does not come to those who think about it. It comes to those who chase it. And the only way to chase it is to start right now. You tell yourself you'll start when the time is right, when you feel more ready, when the circumstances are perfect. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There never has been, and there never will be. Waiting for the right time is the easiest way to do nothing at all. The mind tricks you into believing that if you wait just a little longer, things will fall into place. That one day, the fear will vanish, the doubts will disappear, and you'll suddenly feel completely prepared. But that day never comes, because fear doesn't fade with time, it fades with action. Doubt doesn't disappear through thinking, it disappears through doing. Look at the people who have achieved great things. Do you think they started because everything was perfectly aligned? No. They started when they had no guarantees, and they stepped into the unknown, uncertain and unprepared, but they moved forward anyway. They understood something most people never do. Progress doesn't come from waiting, it comes from starting. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Every day you put it off, you reinforce the habit of hesitation. You teach yourself to delay, to stall, to let opportunities pass you by, and before you know it, months turn into years. And your dreams remain exactly where they started, in your head. There will always be an excuse to wait, always a reason to hesitate, but there is only one way forward. Take the first step, no matter how small. Stop overthinking, stop waiting for perfection, and stop hoping for the right time. The right time is the moment you decide to start, and that moment is now. Failure is not the enemy. It is not a sign to stop, not a reason to quit, and certainly not proof that you're not good enough. It is the greatest teacher you will ever have. The fear of failure has kept more people from success than failure itself ever could. People hesitate, overthink, and hold themselves back because they are terrified of making mistakes. But what they don't realize is that mistakes are not barriers, they are stepping stones. No one succeeds without failing, no one. Every person who has ever achieved something great has stumbled, fallen, and faced rejection. The difference is, they didn't let failure define them, they used it. They understood that every setback carries a lesson, every mistake brings clarity, and every failure is proof that they are moving forward instead of standing still. The only real failure in life is not trying at all. When a child learns to walk, they fall over and over again. They don't sit there thinking, maybe I'm just not meant to walk. No. They get up and try again, they fail forward, they stumble their way into success. But somewhere along the way we grow up and forget that this is how progress works. We start fearing failure instead of embracing it. The truth is, you will never be fully prepared for what lies ahead. You will make mistakes, you will fail, but those moments will shape you, strengthen you, and teach you what no amount of thinking ever could. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is the path to it. Stop fearing mistakes. Stop avoiding action because you're afraid of getting it wrong. The only wrong choice is to do nothing at all. The only real risk is never trying. If you fail, learn. If you fall, get up, because every time you do, you are one step closer to where you were meant to be. Movement creates momentum. The first step may feel small, even insignificant, but it is the spark that sets everything in motion. Too many people sit and wait for motivation to strike, believing they need to feel ready before they act. But motivation doesn't come first, action does. The moment you take that first step, no matter how uncertain or imperfect, you begin to build momentum, and with momentum comes progress. Think of a heavy stone resting on the ground. If you try to push it, at first it resists, it feels immovable, but the more you push, the more it begins to shift. And once it starts rolling, it takes far less effort to keep it going. This is how momentum works in life. The hardest part is the beginning, the hardest part is getting started. But once you do, the movement carries you forward. People get stuck because they believe they need a fully formed plan before they begin. They wait until they have all the answers, every detail mapped out, every possibility accounted for. But the truth is, clarity doesn't come before action, it comes because of it. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you move forward, the more the path reveals itself. Small actions compound over time. The first attempt leads to the next. The early mistakes teach valuable lessons. The initial uncertainty fades as experience grows. But none of this happens if you remain still. Nothing changes if you stay locked in your own head, thinking instead of doing. Stop waiting for the perfect strategy. Stop trying to figure it all out before you begin. Take the smallest step possible and build from there. Every great achievement, every success story, every incredible journey starts with a single action. And once you begin, momentum takes over. The hardest part is starting, but once you do, nothing can stop you. You convince yourself that you're preparing, that you're gathering information, weighing your options, making sure everything is in place before you take action. But deep down, you know the truth. You're stalling, you're hesitating, caught in an endless cycle of planning, researching, and waiting for the perfect moment. And while you tell yourself you're being responsible, what you're really doing is letting fear disguise itself as preparation. Fear is clever. It doesn't always show up as panic or doubt. Sometimes it disguises itself as logic. It whispers, You need more time. You're not ready yet. Just a little more research and then you'll start. It makes you believe that waiting is the smart thing to do. But waiting too long turns into never starting at all. How many times have you said, I'll start next week, or once I learn a little more, then I'll do it? Weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and suddenly the idea you were once excited about is now just a distant thought. Not because you weren't capable, not because you didn't have what it takes, but because you let fear slow you down under the illusion of preparation. The truth is, you don't need more time, you need to begin. You don't need all the answers, you'll figure them out along the way. Success is built in motion, not in hesitation. The most successful people are not the ones who had everything figured out before they started. They are the ones who started before they had everything figured out. Stop using preparation as an excuse. Stop letting fear disguise itself as logic. Stop waiting for the perfect moment that will never come. Take the first step, no matter how small, and trust that everything else will fall into place, because the only way to truly be ready is to begin. No one is coming to give you permission. No one is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, now is the right time. Now you are ready. The world isn't waiting for you to start. It's moving forward with or without you. If you keep waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to chase your dreams, you will be waiting forever. Too many people hesitate because they think they need approval. Approval from society, from family, from friends, from some invisible force that will validate their decision to start. But the truth is, no one will ever fully understand your vision the way you do. No one will see your dreams the way you see them. And if you keep waiting for the world to encourage you, you'll miss your chance. Look around. The people who succeed, the ones who build, create, innovate, they didn't wait for permission. They didn't ask the world if it was okay for them to take a risk. They took it. They stepped forward even when no one believed in them, even when people doubted them, even when they doubted themselves. They understood that if they didn't take control of their own future, no one else would. The world doesn't owe you an opportunity. It is up to you to create one. It doesn't hand out chances. You have to take them. And if you keep waiting for the perfect circumstances, for approval, for someone to tell you that you're good enough, you will be stuck in the same place for the rest of your life. Stop waiting for permission, stop looking for validation, stop expecting the world to open doors for you. Kick them open yourself. Take action without asking, move forward without hesitation. You don't need approval to start, you just need the courage to take the first step. The truth is simple. The biggest step you'll ever take is the first one. The hardest part is not the challenge ahead, it's getting started. Too many people wait until everything is perfectly aligned, until they feel completely ready, until all the doubts and uncertainties are gone, but that day never comes. While they're waiting for the stars to align, others are out there taking action, stumbling forward and making progress. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not in talent, knowledge or resources, it's in the decision to act. It's in the ability to push past fear, past doubt, and step into the unknown with nothing more than belief in the possibility of what could be. The ones who take that first step, however small, are already ahead of everyone who's still sitting there, waiting for the right time. Think about how many opportunities you've let slip by simply because you hesitated. You told yourself, next time, soon, or when the time is right, but in reality, next time never comes. The longer you wait, the more you fall into the trap of inaction. And the only real consequence of inaction is regret. The ones who make things happen aren't the ones who wait. They're the ones who start, even when they don't have all the answers. The moment you choose to take that first step, you set yourself apart from everyone else who's still overthinking, still waiting, still holding back. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to be the best, the smartest, or the most prepared. You just need to begin. So, stop thinking, stop waiting, and stop hesitating. The journey won't be easy, and you won't have all the answers, but you'll be moving forward. And once you start, you'll realize that every step you take makes the next one easier. And the next one after that even more certain. The only real mistake is not starting at all, because the first step is the one that leads to everything else. And that step, that bold decision, is what puts you ahead of everyone else still waiting for the right time. In the end, it all boils down to one simple truth. Your dreams, your goals, your potential, none of it will ever come to life if you remain locked in the prison of your own thoughts. Every moment you spend thinking about what could be, wondering if you're ready or waiting for the right time, is a moment lost. Time doesn't wait for you to feel prepared. It doesn't care whether you feel ready or not. But it will pass you by while you're stuck in indecision. The world is full of people who had the same ideas as you, the same ambitions, the same dreams. What sets the successful apart from the rest is not some magical gift or some stroke of luck. It's the willingness to take that first step, to act, to move, to do. The fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, they never go away. They are part of the process, part of the journey. The difference lies in your choice. Do you let them stop you, or do you take action despite them? The time is now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect conditions, and don't wait for the doubts to fade. They won't. But you can choose to step forward in the face of them, knowing that every action, no matter how small, takes you closer to where you want to be. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Remember, the people who achieve greatness aren't those who have it all planned out or have all the answers. They are the ones who choose to move. Every step forward is a victory. Every mistake is a lesson, and every day you don't hesitate is a day you've moved closer to your dreams. Stop thinking, start doing. Because the world is waiting for you to show up, and the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to act. The first step is the hardest, but it's the one that will change everything, so take it. The reality is this: if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you will spend your entire life waiting. Perfection doesn't exist, and neither does the time when you will feel completely ready. The conditions will never align in the way you think they will. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and uncertainties that try to hold you back. But it's in those very moments of doubt that you have the greatest opportunity to break through and move forward. Every great achievement, every remarkable success, and every change that ever made an impact started with one simple action. One person decided to stop thinking about what could go wrong, stop worrying about whether they were ready, and just began. They chose to take that first step despite not knowing exactly where it would lead, and by doing so, they created their own momentum. You have the power to do the same. Every dream you have, every goal you set, and every vision of your future is within your reach. But it can only become a reality if you stop overthinking and start doing. Yes, there will be mistakes along the way. Yes, you may fail, and yes, things may not go according to plan. But that's the beauty of action. In every failure, in every misstep, there is an invaluable lesson that will get you closer to your goal. You'll learn things that no amount of thinking, no amount of planning, no amount of strategizing ever could teach you. Think about it. The people who are where you want to be are not the ones who sat in endless contemplation or hesitated in the face of uncertainty. They are the ones who acted. They took risks, made mistakes, learned, adapted, and pushed forward. It wasn't the absence of fear or doubt that set them apart. It was their willingness to act anyway. The ones who make things happen aren't necessarily the smartest, the most gifted, or the most prepared. They're the ones who refuse to let their thoughts stop them from stepping into the unknown. And it's the same for you. If you can push past the voice inside your head that tells you to wait, to plan, to make sure everything is perfect, you will unlock a power that has always been within you. The real power lies in moving despite your fears. The real power comes from acting even when you don't have all the answers. We're all capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. The key to unlocking that potential is simple. Stop thinking about it and start doing. When you act, you take control of your destiny. When you act, you give yourself the chance to succeed, to grow, to evolve. But if you never take that first step, you stay stuck where you are, forever wondering what could have been. This isn't just about taking action for the sake of it. It's about stepping into your future, embracing the unknown, and trusting that every step forward will lead you to where you're meant to be. You are more capable than you think. You have the strength, the talent, and the vision to create the life you desire. But it all starts with one choice, the choice to stop thinking and start doing. The world is full of opportunities, and every day you wait is another day lost. The people who have made their mark in this world didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They decided to take the leap, even when they didn't know what the future would hold. And when they look back, they'll tell you that the hardest part was the first step, but after that, everything started falling into place. So today, right now, make the decision to stop thinking and start doing. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Don't wait for the world to approve of your journey. Create your own path. The only way to achieve greatness is to act, to move, and to do. The first step is the hardest, but it is the one that will make all the difference. So step forward into the unknown, knowing that every action, every moment of courage is bringing you closer to the life you've always imagined. The time is now. The moment is yours. Make it count.